Hey everyone, Farming Lemon here. Today we're going to be looking at a couple of mods here. The first one is going to be a Western Snowplow pack, as well as a couple of trucks that you can mount these to. Unfortunately, these mods right now are only available for PC users. Console users, these mods would not be available for as of right now. So without further ado, let's take a dive right into these and take a further look. All right, so in front of me, you can see that we have both versions of the Western Snowplows. One is the XL version, while the other one is the midweight version. So diving into the menu here, you can see that we have the XL version followed by the midweight version. The XL version is going to run you $10,640, while the other one is going to run you $5,624. Options on the XL version are going to be a little slim, with only one option being able to change the overall design. As you can see, the structure of the plow stays the same. You're just changing the livery. The midweight version is a little bit different. You can change the lighted plow markers. Overall structure stays the same though. I think overall the design is pretty sleek. The lights on the plows actually do work. And that brings us to the next topic. We're going to be taking a look at some of the trucks that you can mount these to as well. All right, so the first truck that we're going to be taking a look at is the Dodge Ram 5500. This will run you $46,000 at base price. You can add a couple of different options with this. The first one being you can add the transfer tank. As you can see, adds that right to the back on the bed. You can also add the plow attachment as well. As you can see, that adds the two kind of attaching points to the front of the truck. You can also add the steps, the side steps as well, if you decide to go that route. And here's the truck in all its glory with the lights turned on. I think the lights add a nice realistic touch. I think the overall look of the truck is very clean and would honestly be a very nice truck to have on the farm. You have a standard hitch in back, as well as a ball hitch on the bed for a gooseneck. You can also put some pallets on the back. You have some strapping points on the back as well. One thing that is unique, and you might have seen it in previous clips, you can also add a chainsaw to the bed as well. You can simply select or press R, and that'll put your chainsaw on the bed, and to pick it up, just press R. It's a little finicky, but you can see, just press R to take it, and there you go. It's kind of nice to have it there, and I think it looks pretty nice, just adding more realism to the truck too. Looking at the interior of this truck, it's pretty sleek and pretty true to the real design of the truck. And the sound of the truck too sounds pretty good. One thing that's nice on this truck is that once we do accelerate, you do have kind of the diesel smoke that comes out of the exhaust too. I think that's a nice little touch as well. The sound on this truck is pretty spot on to what an actual diesel truck sounds like as well. So let's drive this around a little and let's see what it sounds like. As mentioned before, with the additional fuel tank on the back, it has a 750 liter capacity. Kind of nifty to have on the field in the case that you're looking to refuel any tractors or other equipment as well. All right, so the second truck that we're looking at is the Ford F450 dump truck. Now this one's kind of cool. It looks like more so a city vehicle, if you will. This one is a little bit cheaper than the Dodge. This comes at a base price of $24,300. You can change the design a little bit. The front flaps, you can add the toolbox to the side of the truck, as well as include both. Whatever you like, you can kind of get that configuration. You can also change the the design of the flaps on the bed as well. As you can see, where you can add the boards to the side depending on what you want back in the bed. You can also opt for a chrome or a plastic bumper. So those are the two options that you have there, as well as changing the main color of the truck, as well as changing the color of the bed as well. And one thing I do want to mention as well, you can see the front bumper here. This one already has the front plow attachments already as kind of a stock option. So there's no reason, or there's no other option to add it. So it's already ready by default, in other words. And here we are taking a look at the outside of the truck. Pretty standard. We decided to opt for the regular bed, no other wooden boards or extensions, if you will. We have a standard ball hitch in the back, stock exhaust. Overall, very nice design. Taking a look at the interior of the vehicle, pretty standard as well, true to the actual design of the truck as well. And as mentioned previously, here are the two mounting points for the plow. Driving around, it sounds very similar to the Dodge Ram 5500 as well, both diesels. And unlike the Dodge Ram, you cannot see the exhaust, the fumes coming out of the exhaust. So overall, the sound of the truck is pretty spot on, to be honest with you. Sounds exactly the same. Alright guys, so we're back here at the shop with the Dodge Ram, and we're going to go ahead and mount our plow to the front of this, and it's actually pretty easy to do. We have the plow configuration, we have the attachments to the front of this truck, and all what you have to do, simply drive up to the rear of the plow and press Q, or however you mount it, and then it mounts up from there. And as you can see from the front, when you turn on the lights on the truck, so do the lights on the plow as well. They light up, and that's a pretty nice feature as well. And you can see here we can raise the plow as well. Once you raise it, you can also tilt it with your mouse left and right. Alright guys, so another thing to also include in this is you can also control the flaps. Apart from being able to tilt it from left to right, you can also use your mouse buttons to control the left and right flaps. So for instance, if you hold both of them, you can kind of configure, in this case, the right wing. You can move it in and out, and then you can also move it in, or you can kind of angle it as well, depending on what you're plowing. But nonetheless, you can either make it a little bit wider or a little bit more narrow. One other thing too, the other version of this plow does not have this feature, only the XL version. The midweight version does not. So in front of me here, we're going to be doing some plowing with this Dodge Ram. We'll be doing some plowing with the Ford F250 as well. So we're just going to go ahead and drop the front of the plow. And honestly, this thing is so realistic. I think it looks so cool. And with the physics of the snow in FS25, it just makes everything just flow so much better. It looks really good. All right, so we have a small little house over here. Maybe we can get this plowed. So we're going to change the direction of our plow using our mouse buttons, as well as changing the angles of the flaps. We're going to put it down, and let's see what this can do. So we're just going to go a little slower here, try to get all this snow pushed in one area. Nice little pile going on there. Lift this up a couple more passes. I think it should be ready to go. Nice. Let's drop it down again. Let's go over here. Let's kind of wrap it around. And this honestly cleans up pretty nicely, to be honest, as well. As long as you're going slow enough, it does a pretty good job. And I think I mentioned it before, the plow kind of gets caught up in some of the sections on the road as well. So if you're going at a higher speed, it'll probably kick you back a little bit. But if you're going slow, maybe a couple miles per hour, probably won't be too noticeable. All right, so we actually went and found a factory that has some good amount of snow, and I just decided to try this one more time using the XL plow and the Dodge Ram 5500. We're going to be using it here, maybe in a little bit different of a setting. So let's put this down, change directions here, lower the speed on our cruise control, and let's see how this goes. You can see I already started. There are some spots and where it kind of basically missed, and I was going a little bit faster. So let's see. As you can see here, I'm going a little bit faster, but you can see where that plow kind of comes up a little bit, and you'll get kind of jumps as you see right there. So overall, I think this performs pretty well. The one other thing too that, you know, is kind of worth noting is, you know, I know there is snow equipment too in the game, but this is probably just a cheaper alternative in the case that you're looking to at least move some snow or get rid of it, as opposed to purchasing attachments for tractors and so on and so forth. All right, so we cleared this space out a little bit more. It looks pretty good. All right, so similarly, what we did with the Dodge Ram, we'll be doing with the F450 as well. We'll be using the midweight version. So we'll be just doing the same thing, just driving up to the back of the plow, mounting it as so. So let's take this out and let's see how this one performs as opposed to the XL version. Alright guys, so we found ourselves here at one of the local factories on the map, and they have quite a bit of snow here. And as you can see, I already kind of started the plowing. Let's take a closer look at how this kind of really works. And kind of as mentioned before with using the plow on the Dodge Ram, I set the cruise control up a little bit lower to kind of control our speed. And let's see how it performs. So as you can see here, we're going pretty slow. It seems like it's doing a little bit better of a job. I think it looks honestly really good on this truck. And like I mentioned too, with what FS25 did with the snow, I think it just looks so much better. The physics, the just overall kind of look of the snow is just very pleasing as well. All right, so if I didn't mention already, the controls for this plow are the same as on the XL version. You only have the one sweeping motion left and right, so we'll just be switching this direction to the left, putting it down, setting the cruise control for 5 miles an hour, which I think is decent. So let's keep going and let's see how much we can clean this area up. So we're gonna kind of do an overlap here. One thing that would be kind of interesting with this mod, or kind of with FS25 mods, is seeing if there could be just a salt spreader for these kinds of trucks. Keeping the same direction on the plow, we're gonna drop it. We're gonna go in first person this time. We're gonna set our cruise control, but honestly, this is a very, I love it. You can see the marker on the plow. It at least helps you a little bit in guiding you. The overall look of the plow on the truck is just phenomenal. All right, guys, so doing one final recap on this mod, I think they add a very nice touch of realism to the game and to anyone's farm for that matter. For the price point too, they're pretty affordable in game, so I can't complain there. These mods are available in the description below, so you guys can find them there. If you guys have any other suggestions or comments for other mods to review or video suggestions, leave those in the comments below. And if you guys did like this video, please consider subscribing and leaving a like below. It'd be much appreciated. Until next time, thanks guys.